Hey guys, what's up? It's me, Kayla. How's it going? I hope you guys are doing great today. Now with digital and online learning, I know a lot of us are using the virtual meeting application Zoom, and I wanted to share with you guys some tips and tricks that are going to literally make the application so much easier to navigate and to use, whether you're a host or a participant of one of the meetings. I am part of English Wise, so for those who are also part of Wise and are preparing for their final presentation, all these tips and tricks are going to help you along the way. So before I even start the tips, I need to tell you guys that if you are on a desktop or a laptop computer, you need to download Zoom as an application onto your software. To do that, I'll leave the link down below. You can follow all the instructions there on the website. But if you guys are using an iPhone, obviously download the phone application. So my first tip is to mute yourself upon entry. So if you are the host, obviously this might not be great for you, but if you are a participant of a meeting and you're not really sure about your noise or what's going on in the background, you also may make some noises when you're trying to figure everything out, you can actually have a setting where it's going to make sure that you're muted every single time that you join a meeting. So to do this, you go onto the top right upper hand corner on your Zoom desktop. You're going to find the little gear and you're going to click it. It's going to bring you to your settings. And then on the left side, you're going to find the audio tab. You're going to click it, and then you're going to scroll down a little bit and you're going to see the mute my microphone when joining a meeting. You're going to check that button off, and now you're automatically muted every single time you join your meeting. It's also important to note that muting and unmuting yourself is so easy. You just have to locate your microphone button and click it on and off. So tip number 2 is to see what you look like before you present. This is so important because the way that we look in a mirror is not going to be the same that we look on the computer. So when you launch the Zoom application, you're brought to the desktop. You're going to click on the main screen, the new meeting orange button. And what that's going to do is just prompt you to a screen of what you look like. The only person that's on that meeting is you. This is just to help you play around with the settings, even if you want to figure out more about Zoom yourself, or if you just want to see what you look like on your camera, the position and angle. But that's also really important, just to see yourself what you look like on your computer before you present. My third tip is to not be distracted. So I know everything is on the computer, so you might be getting notifications on your phone or even on your desktop computer. So to do this, you're going to put your phone on Do Not Disturb. If you are on a Mac, you're going to want to go to your top bar of your desktop screen. You're going to find an icon all the way at the upper right hand corner. That's 3 lines. You're going to click on it, and then you're going to scroll down, and then you're going to see an option that says Do Not Disturb, and you're going to click it on. This is simply going to mute all of your notifications you get on your desktop and phone. This is so important, especially if you're sharing your screen. So tip number 4 all has to do with angles. It's super important to note that where your camera is on your computer is definitely going to affect the way that you look. No one wants that lower angle of you from up here. It looks better if it's coming from an upper angle. So for anyone on a laptop, I definitely recommend you guys elevate your laptop with some books, some textbooks, or if you have a computer stand, use that. And if you are on a desktop, it's also important to note that you can lower down your chair height, so that way the desktop isn't so eye level. Your desktop can actually be a little bit higher than you are, and that's just going to give that nice high angle. Tip number 5 has to do about your environment. So whatever desk you're on or your background, make sure it's clean, make sure there's no distractions, and also make sure that your desk is super clean. You don't want anything that's going to bother you or you're going to fidget with that's going to make noise. You want to stay on task and you want to stay on your computer screen. So just make sure whatever is happening back here is just simple, clean, and minimal. Tip number 6 has to do with your lighting. The cameras that we have on our computers or phones are definitely contrasting, meaning that you can easily look darker. The aperture is lower than it would be in real life. So it's important to be in front of a window for direct sunlight, or if you're presenting at nighttime, also a lamp right on the side of you or even behind your computer to make it directly go in your face. This is going to help everyone see everyone clearer. So tip number 7 is just some fun things, especially if you think your face is really oily. There is a touch up my appearance button in Zoom that you can turn on. To do this, you simply go into your settings again at the upper right hand corner. You click the video tab, you find where it says my video, and you should check off touch up my appearance. And what this is going to do is just kind of mattify your face. It's going to mattify your skin. So it's just a little feature that you could use if you want to. So tip number 8 is super important for those who are presenting. When you are presenting, you're going to be sharing your screen, which means that you are sharing your computer screen. Now, when you go to share your computer screen, there should be a green share screen button. I recommend that before you let anyone into your meeting, that you have your screen already shared. Have it on the first slide. It's going to welcome everyone to what we're going over for the day. You're going to be prompted with an option after you hit share screen. It's going to ask if you want to share your whole computer desktop, if you want to share from your phone via cable or AirPlay. You can also just share a window, which is what I recommend doing. And by sharing the window, so let's say I have my presentation open on a Google Chrome or Safari tab, then all you have to do is click select window, and you can also see that that is the window that has my presentation on it. Tip number 9 is pretty simple, but make sure you have your chat side message on. What this is going to do is see any chat that's popping up. Also, if you are doing a Kahoot during your presentation or you are sharing any links, you're going to want to copy and paste that link in that chat bar. So you want to make sure that you have a Google document or a note open and ready to copy and paste any information into that chat sidebar that may be needed during the presentation. So if you are the host of a meeting, you have the ability to mute everyone and mute all the participants. So if you somehow can't find that button on the sidebar, you can also use a shortcut. On your keyboard, you can click Alt+M, and this is going to mute all your participants. It's important to note that they can also unmute themselves on their end, but if you want everyone to be muted at once, this is a great shortcut so you don't have to go about clicking and finding where the button is. Tip number 11 is to look presentable. Obviously, you're going to be in front of the camera. People are going to be looking at you if you are the speaker. So avoid any really bright, clashy colors like red or bright pink. Any neon colors are definitely not the move. Anything with patterns or stripes or like animal print may also be really conflicting and contrasting in the webcam. So just stick with really solid colors, muted colors, kind of like the green shirt I'm wearing. It makes yourself look more presentable. So tip number 12 is if you are presenting and you want your note cards or flashcards that you would normally use when you are presenting in real life, you can make a separate Google Slides that's just white and it has black bold font, easy to read text, and it's just going to guide you through your presentation. And if you feel like there's so much going on your computer with the conference call and you're sharing your screen, you can have your phone or your iPad or maybe even another computer right next to you that has that presentation, and you could just swipe through it to help you with your notes. So this will act as your real flashcards, except it's all being done virtually. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I hope it was helpful for any of you guys. Also, for anyone who is doing their final presentation for WISE, I wish you guys the best. You're gonna do great. But I hope I helped you guys. Remember, good vibes equals good souls, and I'll see you all in another one of my videos. Bye.